Hello guys, how are we all doing? Welcome back to another video. Now today we are previewing possibly the biggest game of the Championship season. Well, I'll tell you what, it's the biggest game for Coventry and Rotherham, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. It's an absolute corker. The result versus QPR has thrown this game right into the mix, hasn't it?
Absolutely. Rotherham always been that wild card this season with them games in hand, and now they're starting to catch up on those games in hand. It's starting to we're starting to see what's coming of it, and obviously they beat QPR on the Tuesday. Only 48 hours to recover before they play my team, Coventry City, and Coventry hanging just above that relegation zone.
Dangling, isn't it? Teams just kind of, what a win this would be for Rotherham if they were to get through. Obviously, yeah, it's so incredibly tight, and it's going to be such an interesting running come the end of the season over the final few games.
Absolutely. Let's go to that table, because this is the situation, guys, and I'm not kidding. I'm not trying to just make this dramatic. It is as big as I'm saying. Rotherham, Coventry, look at the situation, guys. As you can see, Rotherham in 22nd, now on 39 points. They've just moved above a point per game. Look at that, 39 from 38. So they've still got 2 games in hand over Coventry. Coventry, 2 points above point a game, 42 from 40. So this is the situation. If Rotherham win, they overtake Coventry. If Coventry win, they open up a 6-point gap and drag in the teams like Derby and Huddersfield. So this is just massive, and what Coventry need to do is try and drag the other teams into it. But if Rotherham win, Coventry slip into that bottom 3 for the first time in 2021.
Absolutely, it's a bit of a scary concept almost, isn't it? Obviously not being in, obviously not actually dropped in there for a while.
No.
Since October was it that they were last in there. So yeah, this game really, it could be really crucial. I think the good thing is that this game is quite early for both sides. There's still some fixtures left to play with. But if this game was final day, there'd be
no time to recover.
No, exactly. So yeah, I think it just throws up such an interest. There's so many different outcomes that can occur from this game. What happens to Coventry? What happens to Rotherham if either team lose this game?
Yeah,
it's so unbelievably big.
Yeah, it definitely is. I mean, I think both sets of fans will build it up to be the loser of this will probably get relegated. That's not mathematically the case, because the loser from this can definitely bounce back, and the winner of this could still go down. But because there is there's a very short amount of games to go after this, it doesn't feel like there'd be a great chance to recover. So a defeat for Coventry, and we're really having to get some wins straight away to bounce back.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's good being on kind of it's not a cushion, but 42 points. I'd rather be there than the 30s, because normally in Championship season, if you're on kind of 40 odd points with maybe 5-6 games to go, you're thinking you'll get there. So hopefully that is the case, but you never know what the Championship throws up. If Huddersfield and Derby then pick up points as well, it really does make it interesting.
Absolutely. Well, once again, if I refer to that live table, well, it's not a live table, it's a solid table, because there's no games going on as I'm talking. But the key thing down there is that goal difference. Rotherham -11, Coventry -20. So like we say, a win for Rotherham, and we are actually joint on points, but the goal difference is much worse for Coventry City. We've just been getting panned in some games, and that goal difference might come back to bite us. A draw would be interesting, because a draw would move Coventry to 43, level with Derby on points, still behind on goal difference, and Rotherham would move up to 40. Not a terrible result after their game against QPR, but then Rotherham after that then have Birmingham, who aren't safe yet. It's a massive week for Rotherham, and it's going to be a chaotic final run-in.
It is definitely. It's going to be, unfortunately, kind of the top 6 places look like they're pretty much already cemented. It looks like it'll be Norwich and Watford for automatic, and then there's just a bit of a gap opening up between the likes of Barnsley and Reading and Bournemouth in there. So it looks like those are cemented, and it's all to play for down at the bottom.
Absolutely, it's massive. When it comes to head-to-head, obviously we played earlier in the season. Coventry City did win that one, 3-1 at St Andrews. Coventry City just got off to a flying start, scored 2 in the first 10 minutes. Ostergaard made it 3, and then Rotherham pulled back a penalty to make it 3-1. Last season, obviously, we were both in League One. We came up, we were joint at the hip, weren't we? We were first, they were second. A 4-0 defeat at the New York Stadium for Coventry City, and a 1-0 draw at St Andrews. That was an interesting game. Both teams really solid last year in League One, and both joint at the hip in the Championship this year as well.
Yeah, definitely. Both probably had kind of similar results at times. You know. But both teams, I think, losing games you'd expect them to lose. I just look for Coventry. I just look back to that Wycombe game.
Massive.
That was so big. In terms of progress, 2 points. You look where that would have put us. Obviously, just given Coventry a little bit more stability. But obviously, it wasn't the case, and it did finish 0-0. So it just makes this game even bigger.
Absolutely, it's just a massive, massive game. And once again, if I refer to that table, which I just keep loving to do, the situation is we could still both stay up.
Yeah.
People are building this up to be Rotherham, Coventry. One of these two are going down. We could both stay up because, like we say, Derby and Huddersfield are the teams just above, even Birmingham. Although I do think they'll be all right with Lee Bowyer. Those teams, Derby and Huddersfield, could get sucked into it. They'll all be watching the Coventry-Rotherham game. And after Wednesday's defeat to Swansea, I'm starting to think Wednesday and Wycombe, I can't see them doing it now. I think both of them need a flawless finish. So I'm starting to think it's Coventry versus Rotherham, and maybe Derby and Huddersfield could get sucked into it. But still a long way to go. It's going to be exciting.
Absolutely. You look at Wycombe, they've won games too late.
Yeah.
They had to win those games earlier on in the season. They've just, they mounted the charge for it a little bit too late. They're pretty much going to be relegated. Wednesday, like we say, they're obviously not going to win all their games, we don't think. No. So, those two look nearly as sure as gone. But, Coventry just, need to probably focus, one game at a time. Really.
Absolutely.
Every game is a final now.
Absolutely. Took the words out of my mouth. Yeah. Every game is a final now, and this one is the final of all finals, isn't it? Yeah. Rotherham versus Coventry. It's going to be bonkers. It's Paul Warne versus Mark Robbins. It's 2 League One clubs from last season going head to head, and both teams very, very, very tight down there. Make sure to join us for the live stream on Thursday, because it is going to be a bonkers game. Like I say, an absolute blockbuster. But thank you for watching today's video. I'm nervous. I can't sleep right now. We'll see what happens. Cheers for watching. Make sure to leave a like. Subscribe if you're new. Peace out.